a high school athlete, but by night, I am a 15-year-old investor who invests in the stock market and has been investing for the past 7 years. And in today's video, this is the intro to the series or to our talk show, Ren on the Money, where basically I talk about all things finance so that kids can understand because I believe that youth shouldn't understand finance and I believe that adults should understand finance, and it's really fun to talk about finance because it is one of my hobbies. If you are wondering, we do not have a real microphone, so we are using the paper flower today as the microphone. So my story goes, when I was 8 years old, my grandpa taught me how to invest in the stock market, and I've had a love for money ever since. And my goal with this channel is to share that love with everybody else and explain to other people how they can start investing, but also help youth get into it. Um, my grandpa taught me investing when I was 8. My grandpa was a day trader, and I actually just watched him day trade for a long, long time. And so that basically like got me to a point where now I'm investing on my own. My favorite investment, as you guys will normally see on this channel, is I love precious metals. I invest in precious metals, stocks, and cryptocurrency, which is absolutely awesome. Hopefully some people show up to the stream because that would be amazing. But yeah, I am a 15-year-old investor and I like to make that a point in my stream so that everybody can understand that. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about how teens can budget and save money because that is very important. That is the basis of finance. So let's just get into it real quick. But I have some notes, so I need to look at them as we go just so that I make sure I'm on the right track here. Buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium is what Neil Hahn's dynasty is saying. What's up, Neil Hahn? How are you doing? Like and share. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure to like and share, everybody. Um, so let's get straight into it. How do I actually get my money? This is an important question to start off with. How are you getting money into your bank account? How are you getting money to save? Because if you're not making money, you cannot save money. So, how I get money is I actually am a babysitter. But before I was a babysitter, I didn't get allowance. I didn't actually earn money any other way. The only way I earned money was by doing chores for my mom and dad, and it was little bits of money, like $5 at a time. This was when I was 8 through 13 years old. So I wasn't making that much money. And now I make $70 a week babysitting. And that is a good amount of money to save. So, just for people who are out there, if you are making $5 a week or $1,000 a week, you can still learn how to save money. We have 15 people in the chat, which is absolutely crazy. I'm going to be explaining like how to save money as a teenager or from a teenager's perspective. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. We got 21 in the house. Feel free to chat and ask me questions. This is a great time to do that. Um, so gifts, allowance, and side hustles are a good way to make money. If you are a teenager and you have a birthday coming up, ask people for money. So a lot of people don't know what to get you for a birthday or Christmas, so you can always ask for money, and that'll be really, really helpful. That will boost your finances just a little bit. That's what I used to do. I still do it. I always appreciate getting money for Christmas or my birthdays. Side hustles are a little bit harder. Depending on your age, you can do different things. If you're over 16 years old, you can get an actual job working at a fast food place, which is great. Personally, I don't have a real job yet. I'm a babysitter. On the side of babysitting, I mow lawns for people, I shovel driveways when it snows, and I resell things. So I find something that is common and I try to resell it for more money. What's up, junior makers? How's it going? Hopefully, everyone likes the flower microphone. It's a new touch. I've never tried this before, but I decided to do it. So, find a side hustle that can help you generate some more income. Two funny stories from when I was a kid is one time I was 8 years old and I didn't know how to make money, so I legitimately painted rocks, okay? And I used a spray paint can, and it was black spray paint. And I painted these rocks and then I added sparkles to them. And I sold these rocks as portals to a different dimension. I think the reason this worked was because I was young, but I got creative, and that's how I made some extra money. And I was selling these rocks for $2 or $3, and I was actually making bank back then. I think I made like a whole $20, which for an 8-year-old is a lot of money, guys. You can make money. You just have to start thinking creatively and thinking outside of the box. My next evolution of investing and making money, I started selling otter pops and like popsicles at my school. I was buying a bag for like $4 and I would sell each popsicle for $1 and there were 12 popsicles in the bag. What's up, Corey? How's it going? Corey is in the house. We already have 4 likes on the stream. Corey is saying keep it up. So I was selling, yo, Juliet F, what is up? So I was selling these popsicles and I would pay $4 for a bag and I turned that $4 into about $12 each time. So I was tripling my money. And this ain't bad. This is a good way to make some extra money, right? And so that is another case of thinking creatively. As an entrepreneur, sorry, I'm bad at talking sometimes, but as you're trying to make money, you need to think creatively. You need to figure out what you can add to something. So for me, I was selling candy at school. This is a very common way to make money. If you're in a public school, sell candy at school. Bro, you are so big brain. That's a life lesson. People keep it up. Thank you so much. So yeah, everybody try to think creatively. This is like the very first step. Bro, you're ahead of your generation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Clara, what's up? How's it going? I'm just talking about saving money and being an investor as a teenager. So once you've made like what, 10, 20, $30, and then you need to start saving your money. The reason this is very, very important, holy crap, chat, you guys are awesome. You're the GOAT, underrated in my opinion. How are you not famous already? Yo, what's up? Thank you guys so much. I hope you get a good job. Thank you guys. You guys are really making my night. Um, so once you start making money, you need to figure out the discipline to save money. This is the next step, and it's the hardest step. You need to know the difference between a need and a want. As a teenager, there's a lot of things we want. We want Fortnite skins, or the new Fortnite Battle Pass, or gems on Clash Royale, or so many stupid things, and we just want them. But there are things that you genuinely need as a human being, like clothing, shelter, and of course, you need some money to have fun with friends and enjoy your social life, because, oh yeah, bills. Bills are definitely a thing you need. You need to pay your bills. So basically, you need to figure out what you need versus what you want. The best thing to become rich is cutting down buying the things you want. It's really hard to do this because sometimes I'll walk into a store and I want to buy a candy bar, but I realize that candy bar is $2 whole, which doesn't sound like much, but $2, guys, really, really does add up. If you go and buy a candy bar every single day and it's $2, that's $14 out of your bank account, gone. And $14 can do a lot. You can actually make a ton of money with $14. When I was younger, I turned $10 into $100. So if you guys are adults with jobs, there are so many ways to amplify your money. But if you're a teenager, there are so many ways to amplify your money. You just have to figure out how to do it. I used to sell lemonade and my life changed when I was 8. Now I'm 18 and my life is straight. I have over 1K now. Yo, bro, I think about this every day. Amazed with you, bro. Thank you so much, guys. So now you need to figure out your needs and wants. Once you've done that, this is the time to be disciplined. When you actually go to the store and you see that candy bar or you see that new video game, you choose not to buy it. One way that helps me not buy things is okay, so my first rule is I don't buy food. And the reason I don't spend money on food unless I need it, okay? So this is like if it's food I need. Like if it's a meal, I'll buy it, okay? Or if it is something I need at this time, I'll buy it. Right now I'm young, so I don't have the expenses of buying my own food quite yet. But I only buy exactly what I need. I don't go and buy extra chips because they taste good. I don't buy ice cream. I don't go out with my friends and get sodas at a soda shop because I don't need that. And with the money that I don't spend buying random stuff, I save that. And when I save that money, I throw it into an envelope and I never look at the envelope again so that that money is secure. And it may sound like a dumb idea, but being able to choose what you want to buy. How old are you? I'm 15 years old, so I'm a sophomore in high school. And this is really my passion is finance. I love finance. I use coupons W, Corey. I'm getting a little bit off on my rant, but I'm going to keep on going. Um, so yeah, once you figure out your needs, use those, obviously. So here are some saving methods for you young teenagers out there. I'm going to be explaining two because these are the ones I use the most, and then I'll be explaining some tips that just help with finance in general. So my first saving method is called the envelope method. It is very simple. It costs no money, and all you have to do is have an envelope. You write what you're saving on the envelope. So this is my tithing envelope. So this is actually what I give to my church. But then you just stuff money in there as you get it, and you just throw it in a drawer in your room or somewhere where it's safe and no one's gonna steal it from you, obviously. Once you can, and then you keep it out of sight, out of mind. You don't want to see your money because sometimes if you see a big wad of cash sitting on your desk, you'll want to spend it, guys. Trust me. You will want to go buy a video game. You might want to go buy a pair of shoes. You might want to buy a new TV. I don't know what it is for you guys, but if you see your money, you will want to spend it. That is just being a human, okay? So you throw that in an envelope and you throw it aside, never to be seen again. And you make sure you are adding to that envelope consistently. So if I'm making $10, I usually add about $2 or $3 to this envelope per week. And if I'm saving up for something big, I add more. So like if I'm saving up for a PS5, let's say, so I can play some Fortnite because that's what we all want to do in high school is play Fortnite. I'll save more money in that envelope. And then I usually have multiple envelopes so that I know exactly where my money is and what I'm doing. So I have a spending envelope that has money that I can spend. Okay? So like my spending envelope is how I go out with my friends, how I'm going to go on dates in the future, how I just live my life because you can't hoard money. That's not good for you. But you need to build up these good financial habits so that you can become financially more stable. Sorry I say a lot. I'm trying to like think, and is my thinking word. Not the best thing to do in speaking, but it's okay for right now. So yeah, make multiple envelopes. I actually have three. So I have this tithing one, and then I have a sports envelope because I have to pay for my own high school sports. And then I have a gold and silver envelope or an investing envelope that I use all the money in that envelope to invest. Another thing you can do is set a time period for your envelope and just stuff money in your envelope for that many months. So when you're just starting, you want to spend your money. But what you can do is you can set a goal that I'm going to put money in this envelope for 1 month and see how much money I have. So all you do, stick money in your envelope, throw it in your drawer, and then once it's been a month, you open up that envelope and take all the money out and see what you can buy. Some people need to do that to learn how to save money, and that is okay if that's you. Because the point of this and the point of what I'm trying to do is teach you guys how to save money. Promise me that. I hope you keep it up. I will. I save it, forget technology, and keep it away. People, that's a life lesson. This person, I just something else. Everybody sub to him. Thank you so much, Corey. You are actually so awesome. So yeah, throw the money aside, okay, and literally make a time frame. Save it. Okay, that's lesson number one. That's the envelope system. Very, very simple. Keeping your money separated is actually a very good tactic. If you don't have an envelope, maybe you have a bank account. I have a bank account. What I do with my bank account is I just throw money in there and I don't look at it. The strategy for saving is simple. Throw money away, don't look at it. Boom! It's that simple. Mind blowing. It's not rocket science, guys. And it gets easier as you do it. When you first start, you will want to spend that money, but later on, super easy. Throw it in a closet, guys, and save your money. Long Lived Coins says, what's up? What's up, Long Lived Coins? My next strategy is a little bit more advanced. I am going to go, bro. God bless you. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Corey. Have a good night. Stay blessed. The next one is stacking gold backs. This is a very interesting strategy that not a lot of people use, not even adults. Kids don't use this, nor do adults, but I use it and it's helped me a lot. So this is a gold back. I'm specifically going to be talking about the quarter gold back. This actually has 1/2000th of an ounce of gold. So 2,000 of these will make an ounce of 24 karat gold. So I am holding real gold as a 15-year-old. How cool is that? These gold backs currently cost $4 each. Whenever I have like $40 or $50 to my name, I just buy a few of these quarter gold backs and I legitimately just put them in a stack. I have a ream right now that's this big of gold backs. This is 100 gold backs. These are each worth $4. This right here, guys, is legitimately, literally $400 right here in gold. The also cool fact about gold is gold goes up in price. So as I'm doing nothing, these gold backs are actually becoming worth more money. I used to be able to buy these gold backs for $2 each. So I used to buy. Your dad owns a casino, Corey? That's insane. That's awesome. But a rarity, like Pokemon. There's not a rarity. It's pretty common. So yeah, these are really cool. And I used to buy them for $2 a piece. So I could buy each one of these for $2. And right now, they're each worth 4. So I literally doubled my money just buying gold backs. It's a good strategy, and I think it'll help you a lot once you learn how to save money. So once you learn how to save money in cash, you can start saving money in investments or things that will make you more money. The goal is to first learn how to save. And if you can just save and that's all you can do, that's okay. That is a great start. That is where everyone starts. You need to know how to save your money, because if you don't, no matter how much money you make, you will always be broke. That is the fact. You will always be broke if you don't know how to save money. It's sad but true. So once you've learned how to save, now you're into investments, where you are trying to make your money grow. These gold backs are a decent investment, but I use them as a savings account. The next thing I would want to say is track your money. This is pretty simple. If you have a job, track how much you're making and then how much goes into taxes and how much you need to live. I'm going to explain my personal budget right now. I hope you get more money and get a good degree in college. Oh, see ya. See ya, Corey. Thank you so much for all the comments. Corey is awesome. So this is my savings plan right now that I'm actually using, okay? So my goal is to save $6,000 in 1.5 years. So my goal is to save $6,000, but by the time I am a junior in high school. And my current income is $70 a week, and I pay 10% to my church. So I give my money to my church and I give some money to charity because I love people and I love giving. So I give some of my money away. So my total available income is $63 a week. So I make $63 take home. That's just for me. I have no expenses, so we don't add anything to my expense bracket. My only expense is 10% in tithing, which is 10% in giving away. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm trying to save up for land, like to own real estate. Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you so much. I'm trying to own actual land. My down payment is going to cost like $10,000 on the land, so I'm trying to save up. That is my main goal. I'm saving $40 each week for this land. So $40 out of my 63. That leaves me with 23. Now with $8, I am going to save up an emergency fund. This is very important. If you have the ability to do this, I would do it. Save up some money that you never ever touch and call it your emergency fund. If something bad happens, you'll have money to use. That's what the emergency fund is. So I save $8 every single week for an emergency fund so that if I miss a land payment or if something comes up, if I get hurt, whatever it may be, I have some money that I can fall back on and pay for things. After that, I have $15 a week in flex money. I call it flex money because this is free money. This is my spending money. I can do whatever I want with it. With my flex money, I go out with my friends, or I buy sports equipment, or I make YouTube videos, whatever it may be. And the reason you have flex money is so that you don't get burned out of saving. So here's a recap real quick. $40 a week goes into my savings account, and this is for land in the future. $8 a week goes into my emergency fund so that I'm prepared in case something happens. And $15 a week goes into my living, just having fun and living life. Here is another insanely smart tip, okay? This tip will make a huge difference. You can use your fun money to invest and make more money. You can also use your fun money to save extra if you really want to. So I get $15 a week. But here's the thing. I don't go out to eat with my friends that often at all. I like go out to eat with my friends maybe once a month. So usually I spend 7 or 8 of those $15 and I add that to saving. So some weeks I'm actually saving $48 a week. $48 a week. That doesn't sound like much, but in a year and a half, I will have $6,000. 6,000. That is enough to buy a decent car, a somewhat good car. So, think about what you're doing with your money and think about how you can add more to your available income. My available income is 63. But if I mow 2 lawns and I mow them and I get $10 each lawn, that's another $20. So instead of saving 40 a week, I am now able to save 60 a week. And if I cut down on my fun money and I spent it and I get to save 10 extra dollars and because I don't go out to eat, then I am able to save $70 a week. $70 a week in a year and a half, guys, will save me like $7,000. That is crazy. And that's the power of saving money. This is the most important thing, and I don't quite understand why everyone's not doing it. But on a national basis, a lot of people don't even have enough money to cover their bills for 6 months. And this is a really bad thing. This is why youth should be doing this right now. Adults should be doing this right now. Right when you learn how to save, you need to be applying this to your life and practicing. If you suck at saving, practice. Practice, practice, practice. Keep doing it till your mind is trained to save. You don't just go onto a baseball field and you're not good at the game straight away. I can't pitch 90 miles per hour without practice. You just have to keep on doing it until your brain is able to do it. And if you can't catch on to saving money, get an accountability partner. Find someone who's good at saving and ask them to help you. When I was really young, I couldn't save my money, so I would give it to my parents, and my parents would keep that money away from me so that I didn't spend it. If you have to do that, do it. It will help you learn how to save money. This is the most important thing in finance, and I can't stress it enough. The last thing I want to share, because we're running kind of low on time, is goals. Setting goals. This is very important so you know what you're aiming for. I made a vision board that shows me what exactly I'm trying to strive for this year. The main one is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 100 viewers on a live stream. And winning a race in track and field. I run running races, and I'm trying to win a race. So, yeah, this is like, someone saying, honestly, this is valuable information, and not everyone does this at all. Yeah, seriously, it is very valuable information. Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker says, good job. Thank you, guys. So yeah, here's my vision board. This is like what I want to do. And this is the big one. Buy a car by age 16. So this is next year. I want to buy a car. And I'm getting close to being able to do it. I've actually saved $3,000 towards my car. But write down what you want to accomplish. If you just have it in your head, you're not as likely to do it. And this is scientifically proven. And I found it to be so much easier when you just write it down. Even if you write it in your journal. Sometimes I write my goals in my journal every single day. Like, I write in a journal pretty consistently, like once, twice, 3 times a week. And every time I write in my journal, at the very end, I say my goals and I write them out. I literally write my goals out. And the reason I do that is because once they're on paper, They stick. Keep that paper and look back on it as much as you can. So here's my vision board. It literally is on my door. Make one of these. It really does help. Set goals. Don't make them impossible to achieve, but set good financial goals and set good goals in anything. If you want to become a runner, maybe set a goal to go on a 10-minute run every day, even if it's just a little thing. Once you achieve that 10-minute run every day, go on a 15-minute run, go on a 20-minute run, go on a 30-minute run. And in no time, you'll be running your first half marathon or your first marathon. So goals are very important, and these are like on these on REN on the Money on this show. I really want to go through the basics for everybody because this is stuff that everybody needs to know. So yeah, set goals. Boom. That is the biggest one. Set goals. And if with the last 5 minutes of stream, since we have 6 people on here, I want to give this time to you guys to ask me questions and learn a little bit more about me. And if I didn't speak clearly on these subjects, please ask in the chat real quick. We have 4 minutes left to go, so I would appreciate some questions because this is a little Q&A segment. But a quick recap of the stream. First of all, have the discipline to choose what you need versus what you want. Don't just buy random stuff, okay? That is number 1, discipline. Number 2 is figure out your method, whether that's buying gold backs because those hold their value, or saving your money in an envelope, or maybe just throwing your money in a bank account. I really don't care what your method is as long as you're saving money. I just gave you guys 2 examples of methods so that you can practice them at home. I gotta go to bed, bro, but I'll sub. Okay, thank you so much, Corey. Have a good sleep. Sleep well, and I hope to catch you on another stream. My goal for these is I'm going to try to do them every single Tuesday. I don't know what time yet, but I'm going to try to do it every Tuesday and like explain some stuff and talk about what I've been up to. So yeah, hopefully in general, y'all enjoyed this. So as far as the recap goes, find your technique. I keep getting distracted. So first, discipline. Second, find your technique. Third, set goals. These 3 things are very, very important for any investor. If you do these things, you will be ahead of 90% of the population already. And this is just the beginning of how you can build your own financial freedom and be free. Maybe you won't have to work a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you'll be able to go on your dream vacation. Whatever that may be, like that should be your goal. Your goal should be not needing to work anymore. And your goal should be working for fun. Like do something you love that you want to do. Don't just work for money. Work for something that you want. I'll sub, then I can see you when you go live. See you next Tuesday. See you, Corey. I will be here with another topic. Thank you guys for all stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys learned anything at all, comment after the stream or comment real quick on the chat. We got 2 more minutes. I got a Q&A. Someone asked a question. This is really good. I'm glad someone tells people this. But one thing I want to say is progression is key. And don't compare your progress to others. Comparison is the thief of happiness. Okay, I do want to... I'll do that. I'm going to talk about that right now, just real quick. Guys, there are going to be so many people who you see on social media who brag and they also act like they are the best. This is a journey for you. It's not for everybody else. My situation is going to be different than yours. And my mom's situation is going to be different than mine. The goal is that you take your steps in the way that you want to take them. It doesn't matter where everyone else is. You can take people as inspiration to help you out. You can strive to be like someone, but you never want to compare yourself and tell yourself that you are bad because someone is better than you. Someone is always going to have put more work in than you. I'm sorry. Someone is always going to have put more work in than you. Someone is always going to have more experience. Someone is always going to hate you and tell you that you suck. But if you can find a way to be happy in what you're doing, that makes a humongous difference. So I hope that you guys don't compare yourself to me or compare yourself to those big silver stackers who have 3,000 ounces of silver or that random guy on YouTube who talks about real estate. Don't compare yourself to that. Work on your own self and try to get there. We can all get there. We can get where we want. We just have to continue to work at it day in and day out. Some days you are not going to want to work. That's just a fact. But if you can light your own fire, if you can stoke your own flames, that is what's going to make you truly successful. You see people like David Goggins, I really look up to him. And the reason is because they are so mentally strong and so they have desire to do something and get it done. What's up, Brad? What's up? They have this desire to get something done. Comparison destroys your desire. If you compare yourself to everyone, it destroys that desire to get things done. It destroys that desire to enjoy the moments. What is this stream about? It is about saving money. It is about inspiring other people and talking about investing from a 15-year-old's perspective. On this channel, I try to educate people on investing, whether you're young or old, but I think everyone should know about investing in financial literacy. It's just important. But yeah, I was in a heartfelt moment of enjoy your moment, like enjoy every step. Me and one of my friends have been live streaming. We play pool on this pool table, and some days we don't want to do it, and some days we get one viewer who's watching us the entire time. But I am so grateful for that one viewer. I'm so grateful for the 2 people who show up here. I'm so grateful for everyone who's watching these videos and taking the time out of their day to be here. And so it makes the journey less painful. If I compared myself to Mr. Beast, who has 50 million subscribers, I would never try. I would never strive to be anything because I'm comparing myself to other people. So make sure not to compare yourself to others. That is my inspirational rant of the night. I have to hop off the stream. We're going to try to make this talk show a every single Tuesday thing. So make sure to subscribe for that. Also, I have a lot of long form videos on the channel talking about all types of topics, mostly silver and gold as of right now because that's what I'm into. But yeah, go and watch those if you want as well. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys all on the next On the Money with Ren. Ren on the Money is out, boys. Okay, okay, bye. Thank you for making this and reading my comment. Of course. Love y'all, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.